The film opens with this quote from the French poet Charles Baudelaire: "To digest natural happiness as well as the artificial, one must first have the courage to swallow it." Next, we meet Eva Roussel, the main character. Once a talented dancer with a happy life, Eva is now a paraplegic after a car accident turned everything upside down. She lives alone. Her mother passed away long ago, and her father remarried a woman who never liked Eva. Her father now struggles with Alzheimer's and barely remembers her, yet Eva still loves him deeply, even though they rarely speak. Life hasn't been kind, but Eva keeps going. She works at an insurance company where her boss treats her poorly, and she endures it because she needs the job. Eva often wishes her father could recognize her again, but she visits him only occasionally since her stepmother makes those visits uncomfortable. On December 3rd, Eva's cheerful friend Sophie drops by after a trip to Germany, bringing a special gift: an advent calendar, a holiday calendar with 24 little doors, each hiding a small treat or message to open daily from December 1st to Christmas Eve. This advent calendar wasn't ordinary. It looked antique, and it would soon turn Eva's life upside down. She loved the gift, though, and on the back of the box, a chilling warning read, "Dump it or I kill you." Eva and Sophie laughed it off. Since it was December 3rd, Eva could open 3 doors. The first door held a chocolate with rules written in German. Sophie translated. 1. If you eat the first chocolate, you must eat them all, or die. 2. Follow every rule until the last door is opened, or die. 3. If you throw away or destroy the calendar, you die. They dismissed it as a prank. Eva ate the chocolate anyway. The second door revealed another chocolate, her father's favorite, oddly matching the thoughts she'd had of him that day. Sophie teased, "Maybe this will help you connect with him," and Eva ate it. The third door contained a card with the phrase, "To cure hurt, destroy what hurt you." At midnight, the fourth door finally clicked open, revealing another chocolate wrapped with the line, "Jesus said to the cripple, 'Arise and walk.'" The cruel message upset both women. Sophie left, but later Eva quietly ate the chocolate linked to her father. Later that night, Eva received a surprising call from her father, wishing her a happy birthday. Overjoyed and stunned, she tried to call him back, but the line never connected, even the next morning. At work, her boss John introduced a new employee, Miriam, and gave half of Eva's clients to her, warning that if Eva didn't keep up, she could lose her job. Furious, Eva later told Sophie that the chocolate really did connect her to her father. Sophie grew uneasy, admitting she had stolen the calendar and warning that the chocolates might be drugged. That evening, Sophie invited Eva to meet friends Thomas and Boris at a bar. Thomas was kind and liked Sophie, but Boris was rude, making cruel remarks about Eva's disability. When Sophie and Thomas left, Boris offered Eva a ride home. During the drive, Eva dozed off and woke to Boris stopping the car and behaving inappropriately. She pushed him away and demanded he stop. Angry, he shoved her, chair and all, out of the car and sped off, leaving her on the roadside. Shaken and furious, Eva shouted a wish for something terrible to happen to him. Back at Eva's apartment, the advent calendar stirred again. A tiny toy car, identical to Boris's, slid out. Eva's dog grabbed it and crushed it, as if under some dark influence. Meanwhile, Boris, parked alone in a deserted spot, but suddenly his car started shaking because of an invisible force and then crashed badly, which cost Boris his life. The next morning, Eva relaxed in a park when Sophie called. Boris had been found dead. Moments later, Eva received a text from Boris's phone, an apology with a link to a trading app. Sophie opened it and installed the app, which unexpectedly added money to Eva's account. Nearby, A young man on a bench caught Eva's eye. Sophie nudged her to say hello, but Eva hesitated, wondering why anyone would notice a woman in a wheelchair. That night, just after midnight, Eva opened the next calendar door and found a heart-shaped chocolate. She kept it. The following day, at a cafe, she spotted the same man, William. Matching his drink order, she discreetly dropped the heart-shaped chocolate into his glass. After William drank it, he approached her, struck by an instant connection. They talked for hours, and he even walked her home. For the first time, someone seemed to like Eva without reason, though the Advent calendar's hidden force was clearly granting her wishes. After midnight, Eva opened the next calendar door and found a clock-shaped chocolate. She ate it, expecting another small surprise. Moments later, her phone buzzed with a flood of notifications, and she realized 4 more calendar doors had somehow opened on their own. In reality, 4 days had passed without her noticing. At work, her boss fired her for being absent and ignoring calls. Shocked, Eva later told William everything: the missing days, the strange chocolates, and the calendar's eerie powers. William urged her to stop eating anything from it. After he left, Eva studied the candy wrappers and noticed they formed a company logo. Taking the hint, she bought that company's stock through the trading app. That was the same trading app Boris had sent her. That night, trying to muffle the calendar, she stacked books on top of it. But at midnight, December 11th, the box rattled and lured her dog. Inside was a treat meant for him, and the dog slipped out of the house, drawn by the calendar's pull. The next morning, Eva discovered that the company stock she'd bought had already brought in a big profit. She was thrilled until she noticed her dog was missing. Hearing frantic barking outside, she opened the door and found him covered in blood. While cleaning him, she pulled a locket from his mouth and recognized it as her boss, John's. Worried, she tried calling John, but got no answer. The pattern was now impossible to ignore. Everyone who upset her seemed to die after a calendar gift. Eva spread the candy wrappers on a table, matching them to each strange event. Remembering the chocolate that read, "Jesus said to the cripple, 'Arise and walk," she finally ate it, hoping for a miracle. Soon, her legs began to move, and she blacked out. Eva awoke in a hospital with William, who revealed he was a nurse. She vaguely recalled standing and even stepping outside before collapsing. For Eva, everything was about to change. That night, Eva opened another calendar door, but gave the chocolate to a nearby patient who seemed sensitive to the supernatural. After leaving the hospital, she unlocked the next door and decided to share the chocolate with her father instead of eating it herself. For a brief moment, he became lucid and happy to see her. But he warned her, every time something good happens, a price must be paid. The calendar will give you joy, but in the end, it will demand the sacrifice of what you love most. If my turn comes, don't hesitate, or it will take you instead. Moments later, he slipped back into his confused state, leaving Eva shaken by the ominous message. The next day, Eva again received the special candy that let her feel her legs. Wanting proof, she asked William to watch. After eating it, sensation returned to her lower body for a brief but joyful moment, enough to convince William the calendar's power was real. Later, Eva went swimming, one activity she could still enjoy, and met Antoine, a young man clearly interested in her. When William came to drive her back, he noticed she'd left her keys in the car. At her request, he placed them by her door, but as he turned to leave, the door mysteriously swung open. Inside, William found a table covered with candy wrappers and notes matching each strange event. He saw the heart-shaped chocolate dated the same day he and Eva first met. Then his eyes fell on the Advent calendar itself, where a shadowy figure seemed to emerge. As he reached toward it, an eerie entity flickered into view, and words appeared on the small glass panels. "Don't dump it." Sensing danger, William decided to take the advent calendar away so Eva would be safe. He carried it to a nearby lake and threw it in, breaking the rule never to discard it. The air shifted instantly. From the dark water rose the calendar's monstrous entity. William tried to run, but the creature dragged him beneath the surface and drowned him. At the same moment, Eva was mysteriously pulled from the swimming pool and teleported to the lake. She saw William's lifeless body, but couldn't save him. As she climbed ashore, the demon approached, holding the calendar in its hands. Eva blacked out and awoke back home, the calendar perfectly intact on her floor. Soon, Antoine arrived, bringing items she'd left at the pool. Startled that Eva was home without her wheelchair, he asked how she managed it. Fearing the demon might harm him, Eva urgently told him to leave. By December 17th, Eva opened the next door and found a candy shaped like the letter W. Hoping to bring William back, she ate it and was flooded with a vision of the night he died. Realizing she herself had written, "Don't dump it," on the mirror. That warning may have pushed William to throw the calendar into the lake, sealing his fate. On December 18th, when Eva refused to follow the rules, the demon finally appeared in full view, demanding a sacrifice. Heartbroken, she offered up her beloved dog. The next morning, Sophie arrived to find Eva in a disturbed state and tried to comfort her. On December 19th, while Eva rested, Sophie opened the calendars next door. Inside was a candy shaped obscenely, which Sophie secretly kept. When Eva asked, Sophie handed her chewing gum instead. Eva ate it, but felt no effect. Wanting a change of scenery, Sophie suggested they drive to Thomas's remote hunting cabin. During the trip, Eva remembered the day of her life-changing accident, when Sophie's driving mistake had caused the crash that left Eva paralyzed. That night at the cabin, Eva told Sophie the truth. The Advent calendar grants wishes, but at a deadly cost. "If I eat this candy, you'll die, and I'll be healed," she warned, refusing to harm her friend. She handed the candy to Sophie instead. Sophie later went to Thomas's room, secretly carrying the candy she'd hidden earlier, and gave it to him. Meanwhile, Eva sat outside, lost in thought, and discovered a hidden compartment in the calendar containing a painting by a German artist. Suddenly, screams erupted. The candy had twisted Thomas into a violent predator, and he attacked Sophie, hurting her. The calendar's dark entity appeared, ended Thomas's life, and forced Eva to eat the next candy. By morning, Eva could stand and walk again, but Sophie was gone. Eva realized the calendar had taken the one person who had caused her the deepest pain in life. Eva traveled to Berlin, carrying the Advent calendar and the mysterious painting. She met the artist, who was shocked. The painting showed his own family dead, yet he'd been blind for 5 years and claimed he hadn't painted anything in that time. By December 22nd, the calendar drove Eva to take Miriam's life, and on the 23rd, she offered up her father. She then checked into a hotel, invited Antoine, spent a close evening with him, and revealed the entire story of the cursed calendar. Sensing the end was near, Eva recorded a video message for whoever might inherit the calendar. But Antoine offered a startling thought. According to the rules, once the 24th door opens, all obligations end, meaning Eva might still have a choice. The truth behind the cursed Advent calendar is finally revealed. On December 24th, the person holding it faces a final choice. If they make their greatest wish come true, like Eva's dream to walk again, or the German painter's secret hope to see despite years of blindness, all the deaths and horrors of the previous 24 days remain permanent, and that new reality becomes fixed forever. But there's another option. Reject the wish and ask for everything to reverse. If chosen, every victim lives again, all tragedies are undone, and life resets to December 1st as if nothing happened. The calendar vanishes, and the person forgets it ever existed. That's why the painter remembered nothing, and why Eva's own ending depends on the choice she makes when the final door opens. Because the cursed calendar's cycle had already repeated once, Eva still doubted its power. To prove it, Antoine threw the advent calendar off the building, but nothing happened. Eva stared at the final candy, furious and torn. She now faced the ultimate decision: keep her miracle or undo everything. The film never shows which path she chose. In the closing scene, a man arrives at Eva's door asking for help. He's the next victim of the advent calendar's curse. He has received Eva's recorded warning, and her door stands open as the story ends.